But anyway, just to tell you what actually happened there is x6tence didn't actually have their macros loaded on one of their players. So unfortunately, no macros meant that they would have screamed and now have the macros loaded. So we're going to get ready to re-go into this playoff game of x6tence versus Pandemic, as they've played before. But now x6tence are pulling out the Hunter. And we're going to get an in-game camera for you as I switch around, and you can see across the top of your screen, that's going to be now x6tence, Hunter, Priest, Druid, and along the bottom of your screen, I'll switch over to them just so you can have a look, playing Undead. So it's Alliance, playing Undead, Alliance versus Horde is going to be the team of Pandemic. What kind of openers are you looking for this Pandemic team to open up with now that they know they're going to be playing Hunter?
Well, you know, it's going to be difficult for Oh No's if he's playing Mutilate again, because Siler's going to have the area flared, and yeah, it will be interesting to see how this game opens up.
Yeah, so it'll be indeed interesting to see how Oh No's does open up, and if they can maybe go for... I wouldn't waste any energy really going for the pet, but we'll see how this goes. So anyway, so round one then, it's a new round, and Oh No's trying to get around that flare to open up onto Siler, and maybe he's going to try and capitalize on Siler not being a very good hunter. Don't know if that's the case, I can only assume, and actually sticking on him and not allowing any damage onto Oh No's, but obviously he's going to be kited off in various ways with Chastise, and also he's going to be running through this trap, probably going to be an improved trap as well. So we'll see how this works out. And Siler obviously sporting the two one-handers, most likely Intellect. So he's going to have some really good mana regen. And actually from the beginning, Siler's using aspects of the Viper, I think it's called, which actually helps the regen of the mana.
Yeah, Solar using trying to use most of his cyclones on Oh No's, while Cal seemingly using them on Siler and Falcon.
Yeah, so actually Siler dropping down to about half HP. Oh No's still sticking to him successfully. You can see a Renew and Life Blooms on him there, as well as Abolish Poisons, but he's unable to kind of kite off Oh No's at the moment. But there we go, finally he does so with full mana. I haven't been watching the mana burns so closely here, but Falcon actually sitting on higher mana than Kint right now. Kint is also in a scatter shot. Whether or not he comes out with what kind of trouble he will be in. Let's just switch over to Kint. It was the Priest that was taking the damage over there. And actually Siler once again going down to about half HP. He's going to be out of fray from Oh No's. Actually, he runs back into the way of Oh No's. And Siler looking to try and keep the pressure onto Kint, especially Kint's mana now. If you look at Kint's mana, it's all the way down to about 1,000 as he throws out his last Mind Blast that he can possibly cast onto Siler. But it doesn't help whatsoever, as Siler nowhere near low.
Yeah, Falcon's tossed a pain suppression onto Siler, and it's been dispelled, I think, by Kint. And Oh No's really doing a great job on Siler here, keeping Slice and Dice up and Expose Armor, doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, Siler doing a huge amount of damage as Kint was caught in the open there, and with a Cyclone onto Oh No's, Siler was able to open up just completely onto Kint, and that's going to drain him. And actually, well, there was the Arcane Shot, didn't get the buff that he wanted, and that buff was obviously, as you can see, the Innovate, but he does stick up another Viper Sting, so that's going to hinder that Innovate somewhat, but still, the advantage mana-wise so in favor of the team of Siler. But actually Siler going very, very low of x6tence, and he actually is going to die, and I'm sorry I did miss the kill as Kint was around the other side. I was looking at him to handle the kind of mana situation, and Oh No's obviously went to work on Siler there, and most likely would have had help from Cal, and Cal's mana was quite high. So one round then in favor of the American team, and it looks like an American versus European upset right now, Matt.
Yeah, beautiful fear there from Kint. He really sealed that game in. For,
was it the fear? I didn't see.
I think it was, yeah, and yeah, he played really well that game. And Cal tossed an early Innovate onto Kint that really helped. And good game by Pandemic.
Well, great game by Pandemic. If you're going to take a game off x6tence, you're obviously playing a great game. But what's kind of interesting, if you look at the damage, Oh No's did 60k, and Siler on his Hunter only managed to do 30. So Oh No's tactic of just kind of sticking to the Hunter and keeping him as immobile as possible with stuns and also snares, not allowing him to either get a shot onto Ono's, forced all the damage from Sylar onto Kint, which obviously, it's not a bad, it's kind of what they want in a way, but that, drained his mana, but still, it didn't help. And then, Sylar taking all that damage eventually and inevitably made a kill for Pandemic.
Yeah, I think that game for Pandemic was all about the coordination between Cal and Ono's, because Cal did such a great job of making sure that Ono's didn't get kited by Sylar. He was using a lot of cyclones on Sylar whenever he realised that Ono's was starting to get peeled.
Yeah. I mean, very good from Cal. And actually, Cal was very mana efficient in that game as well. I saw him hill drinking a few times just to tick up that extra 1,000 or so. And so, even though, Kint was actually out of mana for not a majority of the game, for a small amount of the game, Cal was sitting pretty healthy, and that actually would have meant that he would have assisted to kind of get those kill onto Sylar.
Yep.
But really amazing play then from Pandemic. That puts them 1-0 into the lead here.